Nursing propaganda that I'm not listening to anymore. I'm a little late to this trend, but there's some big ones that I have not heard anyone else mention. Okay, so you don't need your own personal liability insurance. Bullshit. Or you don't need an attorney if you're reported to the Board of Nursing. Fuck around and find out. You'll regret that real quick. I promise you. Nursing is a calling. Shut up with that. That has been weaponized against nurses for generations. It can be a calling for some, but more and more often it is not for the vast majority. Stop perpetuating that. Falling for it when management says, it's policy. If I had $1 for every time I heard a manager lie to a nurse and say something was policy, check every single time, because you'll be shocked at how often that policy does not exist. This one's a hot take, but you don't need to get certified in your specialty. It's not worth it. I vehemently disagree. Let me know if you want me to do a separate video on that. Yes, I acknowledge that it's not always worth it financially because they don't reimburse it like it should be, but you should absolutely do it. It matters what nursing school you graduated from. No, it doesn't. Don't go into debt for that, honestly. Go to community college and then do an online RN to BSN. That's what I did. It's not worth it. You want to choose a school based on their NCLEX passing rate and how many clinical hours they have. Magnet hospitals are more nurse-centric, nurse-friendly. That was true once upon a time. That has not been true for a long time. Magnet status is bought and paid for, and often some of the most toxic places to work. Believing management when they say that you have to download certain work apps on your own personal cell phone. Absolutely not. That is very often giving them access to your personal phone when you accept those terms and conditions. Same thing with using the company Wi-Fi. Don't do it. Do not do it. Blindly believing them when they claim that something will be patient abandonment and they can report you for it. Again, if I had $1 for every time I heard them lie about what is considered patient abandonment, I'd be rich. I could quit. Come on. Just like the policies. They literally make that shit up. But you fall for it because you aren't doing your part to be educated on what is and is not patient abandonment ahead of time. And along those lines, don't fall for it when they claim you have to stay and work overtime. You need to know your own labor laws in your specific state. They will lie to you and say, you have to. It's abandonment if you don't know. You need to be educated ahead of time so they don't manipulate you. You need to go buy supplies for your patients because the hospital or nursing home won't supply it. And we do this out of the kindness of our heart. Like, we're going to go buy them, a good hairbrush or shampoo or whatever because they won't supply it. No, they know that nurses are going to do this. And that's why you're enabling them. You're ensuring that they continue to refuse to provide basic necessities every time you go out and spend your own money on things that they are obligated to provide. The nurses that try to convince you that it's a flex because they've worked a million 12-hour shifts in a row or they've never taken a lunch break in 30 years, that is not a flex. Stop it. You have to resign. They're letting you resign instead of terminating you like they're doing you a favor. Absolutely not. They're doing that to protect themselves. Make them fire you. They're going to address staffing with staffing committees. Absolutely not. Those are red herrings meant to distract you. Staffing committees are not enforceable. They're useless. They're a waste of time. Don't volunteer to be on them. Don't fall for it. You need mandated ratios. There must be something wrong with you as a nurse. If you have been terminated or reported to the Board of Nursing, we need to cut out the shame attached to that. The fact is, it is pervasive. It is so much more common than you realize, but we never talk about it because there is shame attached to it. Start talking about it. Normalize it. I guarantee you the nurse on the left and the right of you have been terminated and reported to the Board of Nursing at one point. This one's controversial. Nurses eating their young. I don't think that that's as much a problem now as it was back in the day. I'm not saying it doesn't still happen. It does, but it used to be a huge issue. It's really not anymore. Not like it was. The much bigger overarching issue is vertical violence instead of lateral violence, right? The bullying from above, from management. But we're so busy talking about nurses eating their young, we're infighting, and that's what they want. So we're not talking about what they're doing to us. And last but not least, the nurses pushing the whole toxic positivity. It's okay to love being a nurse. Stop scaring off all the new nurses. It's really not that bad. That's actually dangerous. That toxic positivity has been weaponized against nurses since the dawn of time, okay? Stop perpetuating. Be honest. You can love being a nurse and still recognize how bad it is, okay? They're not mutually exclusive, right? Two things can be true at the same time. I love being a nurse, but you're never going to hear me sugarcoat the reality because that is dangerous.